else should ask. Just go to the conclusion section and see.
In the conclusion, they mentioned that they identified a significant gap in information source, poor knowledge levels, and discrepancies.
Yes, there are two sentences. No, one thing we could do is we usually do is there is an article of plenty like for a dissertation we can just copy paste the entire conclusion section and then we are able to edit and reduce the number of words there. Shall we do like that?
Okay, sir.
So I think you have pasted it under the title as well. That is why.
Okay.
Just delete that component. All right. So now when we write it up, only with that particular component, it says so many words. So what we can do is we can edit and reduce the number of words in the conclusion section, because if you put this number of words for the conclusion section, now the plan is to go into 250 words now, because 250 words is the most of the conferences number of words prepared. Now as example, Sri Lanka Medical Association, they asked 250 words. For the our College of Community Physician, they asked 250 words, and most of the other conferences also ask us 250 words. So if we put this much of words, there will be a problem for writing the background methods and results, because the number of words would be exceeded. So if you highlight this, can you highlight and see how many words are there?
How to take the word counts?
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, if you highlight that component only, that will give you the number of word counts. Go to the tools. Go to the tools here. I think it's not meant showing for you. Tools. Go to the word count. Click this. So go back again. Tools. Go to the tools again. Word count. Click this part. Display word count while typing, and make copy. So now this number of words are appearing. Can you see? Can you see the number of, say it says 47 words?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now you can edit a bit and reduce the number of words while you are keeping the same idea of conclusion. How we can do? So can others contribute? Now see, its second component, sentence is about some kind of a recommendation. Can you see, as the global threat of COVID-19 continues to emerge, great efforts through education campaigns that target healthcare workers and the wider population beyond the borders are urgently needed. So one thing is we can completely remove that one, because it's not just only the conclusion, but it is the don't do that. Don't do that. One thing is we will able to completely remove it, or else we will able to kind of stringent it. I mean, make it shorter, like the word we will able to remove as the global threat of COVID-19 continue to emerge. So that particular sentence will not give much sense for us. Anyway, it was emerging at that point. So great efforts to education campaigns that target healthcare workers beyond the borders are urgently needed. Now we'll able to kind of make it short, educational campaigns that target healthcare workers are recommended or urgently needed. If you write something like that, we'll able to reduce the number. So at the moment, we will keep it like this, and we will go and complete the background method results. And if the number of words higher, then we will think of reducing this particular sentence to a somewhat shorter. That is how we have to work on. Okay. Now see, now the number of words would have reduced. If you highlight, the number of words will give us to us for the entire conclusion section. Great efforts to education campaign. You can even make it shorter, like education campaigns targeting to healthcare workers can be recommended. Something like that, because the word great efforts is not much sense for the abstract. It may be good for a kind of longer something. Right. Shall we go to the results? We'll keep like that. And now, as Professor Tarek said, now the conclusion is we identify significant gap in information sources, poor knowledge levels, and discrepancies in perception of COVID-19 among our study participants. Now, we have to find results for showing that, proving that particular conclusion, like significant gap in information source. So, from the result section, we will identify 2 or 3 sentences which will tally with this particular sentence, and also the poor knowledge levels and discrepancies. Before coming to that, on the result section, anyway, we have to tell a little bit about the study population as well, because this is a research now. So there we have to say what is what is the target population size, the top one population characteristics, and some kind of a basic information about the target, the study population. Then only we will go to the other important results. So in other words, we have to initially give some description to the studied population. Then we will able to identify the information which will be relevant to these conclusions. Okay, shall we go back to the article and identify important socio-demographic characteristics, and then important information which relevant to the conclusions. Okay, now in the overview, it says 539 healthcare workers have participated. 453 women completed the study questionnaire. That means 85.6 that the response rate is there. And the men population and female population also mentioned there. So we may need to tell those information and also a little bit of demographic characteristic. So one thing we could do is we will able to copy entire chapter, entire paragraph and go back to the result section and make it short and take out the least important components, or else we will able to copy most important results information from out of this overview and put into our result sections of the abstract. Whatever you will able to, that is fine. It's your choice. But others could able to contribute as well, please. Okay. So can others contribute? Siddhanti is doing so, it seems. What are the most important components to keep in the results and what we can delete and how we can make it shorter?
So this male and female composition and age, is it necessary? I mean, mostly they are targeting towards the whether the healthcare worker category, the doctors and other paramedical people. How is the composition like that? Can we omit these male, female, and age compositions here?
Okay. If you can justify and if you think it will reduce, that is fine. But maybe the original abstract it is mentioned, but it's up to you. I mean, there is no hard and fast rule in when writing abstract. So you will able to write it as you think most justifiable way. If you think that it is not really necessary, that is fine, that you will able to remove it. But anyway, usually in the socio-demographic characteristics, we keep a little bit of the demographic as well, like how the response rate, how many women, how many men, that kind of information we usually keep. So because the person who is reading the abstract will have a kind of a sense about, okay, this population is like this, okay, this is the size of population and so on.
And others suggest whether to keep this last sentence.
We can cut down the almost all participants agreed. In that sentence, we can cut down agreed. Almost all participants have heard about COVID-19. If we modify like that, 3 words will be. And also, if we are going to keep the second section also, but only 44.1% had the opportunity of them had the opportunity to attend lectures. Had the opportunity. Lectures or discussions, educational activities related to COVID-19, except instead of the lectures and these educational activities.
We can make the second sentence like this: the majority were below 44 years of age and were doctors or medical students from Asia.
Is this okay? Sumal sir?
We proceed further. Now, you have identified the information source, the herd COVID. Have you identified the information source? Anything else mentioned there? Or for the poor knowledge and discrepancies in perception of COVID-19? Shall we see any other important results relevant to the mass? The source of information mentioned here. So take out now here. Now this kind of stuff, it's mentioned a lot of the rather than numbers, it mentioned a lot about different the media types and so on, a lot of information, kind of qualitative information. So in that case, you can carefully identify what is the most important quantitative component that should go into the abstract, because this is a quantitative abstract that we are writing. So if you need, you can copy paste everything and delete, or else you can take out the most important wording.
Can we take on that the primary source mentioned for the official government websites and social media, and also nearly what is that some of the participants using that social media as the primary source also.
Let's others to also contribute. So as I said, there is no very hard and fast rule. There is no gold standard. I mean, gold standard is the nature of writing the abstract. So the one's abstract would be different from others, but we need to do it in a such a way that the reviewers would accept it. So please discuss yourself and come up with the best. So Anuttara is saying we can cut the examples within the bracket. Yeah. I think Dr. Anuttara's comment is valid. Okay, shall we go to the next component of the results? Now see, the number is, it looks like exceeding, but don't worry at this moment. But always it's like this. Now we have to do a lot of struggling to reduce the number of 200 up to 250 words in the most of the case. First we write most essential thing, then we have to see it again and again and identify what we are going to delete. Now see, it's altogether 282 words even now. So we have to seriously think about removing some of the unimportant content. So any suggestions? So please speak, others can give their thoughts. So we have only a little bit of time. Shall we think of writing something? Are we covering all the components of the conclusion? Kiranti,
Sir,
are we covering all the components of the conclusion in the result section or not?
no, sir. The discrepancy of the perception also we have to.
Yeah. Shall we go to the original article and see? Perception about COVID-19. So what we should take as the most important component there. So others, Dr. Tanuja, what you say? Or just randomly select name? Keep only the most important piece of information and delete other things. Majority of healthcare workers knew that the sick patient should share their recent travel history. That flu vaccination is not sufficient for them, and COVID-19 is not fatal. Oh. I would say, since the time is limited, we have to go a little fast as well. So keep the majority of health workers knew that sick patients should share their recent travel history. That flu vaccination is not sufficient for prevent COVID-19, and the COVID-19 is not fatal. So after that, I would delete at this moment, because the time is kind of not sufficient for us. Okay, right. Keeping like this, shall we go to the methodology section? So we have to seriously think of reducing the number. Method should be above further. So this is a web-based cross-sectional study. So that wording should come to there. go back again. So we try to identify the key components that mentioned in there, and they have where they have done the study of it's a web-based study, so it's mentioned in there to obtain responsible healthcare. And the studies are globally they have collected data, and the time also mentioning globally. So it's important us to say that it is a global study. Yes, correct. Global web-based cross-sectional study conducted. So the time duration is there. The first week of March, they have collected the data. Yeah. So what else we have to get from the methodology now? Now we say a little bit about the study design, where the study setting and the time, and we have to say a little bit about the instrument, it was used.
This 23-item survey.
So instrument. Yeah. Survey instrument. Okay. Now we said a little bit about instrument as well. Now we have to say a little bit of the analysis method that they have used. So here again, what I felt is now here under the data analysis, they have mentioned something very later, like later in the sense now everything like very generalized. So this is the stuff usually every the analysis will include it, but above that, though it is not in the analysis title, they have mentioned a little bit about the scoring methodology and how they have calculated the scoring. So that would be more important than just saying analyze using SPSS version 24 and so on. Anything that we'll able to take out very directly and very shorter?
This knowledge and perception. So
Yes. So we're able to add 2 sentences out of them, but if the number of words is higher, then we have to think of removing it as well. Initially, we're able to add. So anyway, definitely, if you copy paste entire sentences, it will not work. But that is okay. You copy and paste, but we have to seriously think of reducing the number of words there. Or even you can just write the scoring, knowledge, and this. What is the next? Perception notes as assess using the scoring system. So it's include everything about this particular paragraph. So then we will able to remove the entire paragraph. Then we'll add little bit or maybe one sentence about the statistical analysis, though it is very late term, though it is in very late term, like data analysis. We will able to add what is they have done in the now when it goes to like the first sentence is the analyzing using the SPSS, so there is no use of telling it. So then they say the descriptively analyze, yes, that is a little bit important more than the previous sentence. But the next sentence it's telling about the first tabulation. So I would say the last sentence would be much better compared to the others. You can even make it shorter. Sidecar test was used to assess the significance and considered p-value as less than 0.05, something like that. So assess the not using we are using the chi-square test to assess the significance, but we get the cutoff level as 0.05. You can write it as significance level considered as 0.05 because we start with the word chi-square test. So you can write the significance level without making it too lengthy and complicated. You can write the chi-square test was used to assess the significance levels. Within bracket, you can say p-value less than 0.05. Yeah. So right, for background. Now this is a study about that focusing to the healthcare workers. See the title, Chiranti? Right, knowledge and perception of COVID-19 among healthcare workers. Cross-sectional study. Before coming to the background, we have to write objectives, right? So what is the objective here? Is it mentioning separately?
They haven't mentioned separately, sir.
Okay. But this particular study is about the assessing the knowledge and perception of healthcare workers, no?
Yes.
You can write that as well. It may be mentioned somewhere, but you can write methods. So, survey instrument to evaluate knowledge and perception. Now we have to write the objectives separately, just above the methods section. Actually, this is not the evaluate to assess, no? They have assess or describe. Tab was changed. Yeah. Okay. I think we have to revert back to the main group now.
Okay.
So introduction, actually, what should be there's a big the sentence here, but what is important is, since the objective is assess the knowledge and perception of the healthcare workers, we have to write a sentence saying that it is an important factor to assess. So then we will go to the objectives likewise. Why it is important to assess the healthcare workers' knowledge and perception can be the introduction sentence for this particular abstract. You can write something new, Shiranti, without just thinking of that. Just looking into the title. See the title first. Make it a little bit lower. Right, knowledge, perception, COVID-19 healthcare workers cross-section. You can write the knowledge and perception of COVID-19 among healthcare workers is important as they are the first contact with the patients. Something like that.
Okay.
Oh, if there is a space for after reducing the number of words to, then you can say some other citing also from the World Health Organization, what they are saying, something like that. Okay. Now we have already 412 words, including this title and the other the subtitle as well. But if you remove them as well, still we have about 375 words. So we have to seriously think of reducing the results section that we are having. But since the time is already over, we will revert back to the main group. But see, writing abstract is not that easy. So we have to think really the brush up several times. Not in one time is adequate. So result section, we will able to reduce the number with making shorter and shorter, reading it again and again, and reduce the numbers. Reduce the words. Sorry. So we will revert back to the main group.
Okay.
I make you leave room so they will go back.
Thank you, sir.
So wait in the don't leave the okay. Thank you very much. I think it's a good experience to see how difficult to write or reduce the number of words in and to fix into the article is about 2000 or 3000 words. So finally we have reduced into 250 words, and while reducing the 250 words, it should be readable, understand, and also we should be able to give the necessary information out of the abstract. So sometimes it's not a one-time task. We have to do it in several times, reading and editing to make it the number of words to be tally with the abstract guidelines. Any of the conferences are having the abstract guidelines. As an example, I would see the guidelines of the CCPSL. I think I have already posted the relevant. Now this is just for example. Now there are guidelines that we have to adhere to. So about the number of words as well as the type of fonts and the spacing, the word number, and also how we have to write the affiliations and so on. So always a good thing when you are submitting to a conference, first looking into the abstract guidelines. So abstract guidelines will give you most important information but relevant to the submitting the abstract to that particular conference. Now, similarly, if you see any of the other conference, as example, even the SLMA, they would have a set of guidelines mentioned. So, and also you will able to see this original abstract mentioned in the article. So it will able to visualize in the PubMed as well. So that's the one. So you can see the one you have developed as well. So that is what I wanted to tell. So anyone else wants to express any idea? Dr. Supun, Dr. Mahesh, Dr. Indivari, and Dr. Messiah, or else shall we wind it up now?
Yes, actually in our group, one of the participants, Dr. Arvind, has made this before he joined the workshop. So we were able to just edit it and get a better product than the original.
I noticed that you are very fastly working. I was wondering how it's that fast. So because that Arvind was pre-prepared. Okay.
So it is a wonderful exercise. It's good actually. They got, I think, some knowledge on how to develop this.
Right. Dr. Misai, anything that you want to share?
No, nothing special, but our group, I had a lot of silent participants. Anyway, we have somehow the facilitator has to write the thing, but it's anyway, it's a good exercise because I also didn't see the original abstract. So from I picked and choose from the main article and we wrote one. So it's a good exercise and they can go and try these things.
Yeah, what we are suggesting is now yourself that you can see the abstract, the original one, and one you have written, or else you don't see this particular original abstract and write yourself or abstract and see and compare with the abstract again. Dr. Buddhiga?
Yes, actually, we had good participation from our group, so we didn't go through this abstract first. We wrote our one based on the main article, and then we tallied our one with this one.
Okay, good. Dr. Supun, are you online? Yeah, Dr. Supun, anything to express?
Special actually, we didn't also look at the original one. We just worked with the new one. So that's all. I think we completed and had a good session. Thank you.
Thank you. Right, thank you. And over to you, Taksila. Can we wind it up the group, the session?
Yes, sir. Our sincere gratitude goes to Professor Charuk Shalvepola, Dr. Supun Vijay Singha, Dr. Sumal Nandasena, Dr. Buddhika Mahesh, Dr. Muzaya Kader, and Dr. Indivali Gunaratna. And also a big thank you to the President, Secretary, the Council, the Editorial Board of the College of Community Physicians of Sri Lanka for organizing this workshop, and also to all the participants for attending this session. I hope you all had a productive morning. Until next time, thank you. Have a nice day and goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.